Some breaking news from the Fed ahead of Chairman Powell's testimony next week. Let's get to Steve Liesman in Washington. Steve.
The Federal Reserve will say in its monetary policy report to Congress that further rate hikes are consistent with sustained economic expansion. And even with the rate hikes, the stance of monetary policy remains accommodative. On the economy, it says activity is increasing at a solid pace. Labor market is continuing to strengthen, and inflation running a little bit above 2%, its 2% target. They're seeing much lower effect from oil prices on the economy because they say the negative effect on consumers is offset by production and investment. Wage growth, it sees it as moderate, likely held down by weak productivity in the overall economy, but business investment has remained robust. Foreign growth is solid, and consumer spending is being helped by tax cuts. Overall, they say the shift in fiscal policy will provide a moderate boost to GDP this year and help over the next couple of years. However, one concern is, quote, shifts in trade policy, which the Fed is concerned could weigh on the economic expansion and provide downside risks to growth. On the markets, the Federal Reserve says valuation pressures in various markets remain. They're elevated by historical standards, but down somewhat this year. Note the forward S&P PE is in the upper end of its historical range, but ultimately sees vulnerabilities in the financial sector as relatively low. On the labor force, the Fed says some continued growth in the labor force is possible. This is a very important factor for the Fed and for Fed Chairman Jay Powell. They say low education levels, disabilities, criminal records, opioids, and discrimination are keeping some out of the workforce, but make a point of noting that some decisions not to work may reflect, quote, lack of affordable child care. They go on to say this is not something that the Fed can do anything about. So kind of the Fed telling Congress, if you want additional people in the workforce, you might want to revisit your child care policy. So guys, that's it. The monetary policy report to Congress, 63 pages of pure economic and monetary policy gold. Back to you.
Very interesting stuff, Steve, and the major indices near session highs as a backdrop to that.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.